This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by lynda.com, the unparalleled online video training library. For a free 10-day unlimited trial, visit lynda.com/MacVoices. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. MacVoices is in San Francisco for AltConf and WWDC. I have a chance to talk to Pam Wheeler of Aclipsa about their experiences here at both conferences and what they're doing here. Pam, it's great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us here today.
So what is Aclipsa and why are you here?
Well, Aclipsa is a mobile video solutions company. We offer, basically, we make it easy for app developers to put video, messaging, or content delivery in their apps. So easy. So we have an SDK and a related platform. So what that means is a developer, iOS or Android, can easily integrate video into their mobile apps. And then our platform allows them that support. So we have server support, and that server support can be straight up streaming video, or it can be encrypted video.
So just to make sure we have it, so I host my video in my app on your servers, and then you deliver it the way I choose to have it delivered?
Correct. And we are enterprise grade as well. So if you are a corporate developer and you already have your own system, your own servers in place, you can just license our software and license our SDK.
So this turns you into a content delivery system. This means you're part app developer with an SDK. You're cutting across a lot of different fields here. How much experience have you had and how long have you been in business?
We've been in business for almost 5 years. We have a robust tech team that has a long history of developing successful apps. So what we did is started this idea of developing private video, right? The private communication. They turned that idea into an app, and one of the most amazing things for me about developers is when they start these conversations like, hey, what if we could do this? No, what if we could do that? And so it's very magical to watch because I'm more on the business and marketing end. And sometimes on business and marketing, you have these ideas, but you can't turn it into reality. So to watch the developers, and that's been such a thrill to be at AltConf this year and to be at WWDC and see how that happens and to be part of those conversations. So I'm like very honored, right, to be part of this company because our developers said, hey, what if we could find a way for consumers to do private video messaging back and forth? And not just take a video in the app and send it to someone else, but let's say you have an app and I have an app. I can send you a video message, and if you screenshot that, I get notified. So that's all part of our SDK and part of the package. Also, if you can't forward it. So the whole concept here is the video originator. Whoever created that video is the owner. They get control. So if I created a video and I sent it to you, and I got a notification that you screenshotted it, I could go, bye-bye. I press a button, you no longer have access. Because the video is never living on your device. The video is streaming, right? And its keys are changing. You know, handshakes are happening. I'm agreeing, so there's a constant stream happening. So while you see a thumbnail in your app, you don't actually have the video eating up the space on your device. You don't actually have it living on your device. So we have found that to be really desirable for app developers.
Do you give a developer an option to put video on someone's device? In other words, so it could be viewed for offline use? No.
Not an option.
Okay, and it's not a bad thing. It's just a question you have to ask.
Not an option. But again, you know how this goes, right?
What if?
Hey, I wonder if we could. The answer would be yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that could be possible.
Sure.
But you know how it works now is the video is going from the app up to a server, then to a transcoder, right? So it doesn't matter if the person on the other side is on 4G, an old phone, right? LTE network. It doesn't matter what their device is or how fast the connectivity, because the transcoder will say, okay, I know who this person is, not who they are. The transcoder will say, I understand what the device is, what their connectivity is, feed the video that's appropriate to give them the fastest response, so it's not disconnected video. And then at that point, it either gets encrypted before it's sent or not. That's a developer's choice.
So What has WWDC and AltConf been for you? I know we talked a little earlier, and this was your first time here. This is your first time in this environment. What have you found the most surprising and the most exciting thing to be?
I have to tell you, the most surprising thing to me is how developers still believe it's so hard to put video in their apps. Seriously, and I don't say that because I'm from Aclipsa and I have the solution. I say it because every day, like we read in the news, right, or we hear online, or we see on Twitter this new, content delivery platform for video, and many of us have unplugged, right? Many of us have straight up internet access at home, and we're not connected to cable anymore. And so I think developers have thought of content distribution as that, right? It's this big platform that's delivering movies, and it's delivering sporting events, history. But from a developer point of view, it's delivering lifestyle, and it's delivering solutions, right? It might be a solution for their customer. It might be a solution for themselves. So in the case of Aclipsa, we have one customer who is using our product for compliance, delivering safety videos out into the field. They need to make sure that people are safe. They need to be sure that those videos were watched, because legally, right, that's a responsibility of a company.
Absolutely.
But more than anything, they want their employees to be safe, and they want to make sure that that information was departed to them without those people being brought into a central location, or here's a video, sit in this room and watch this and then sign this piece of paper.
And fall asleep.
And fall asleep, right. So we have a customer that is using the video SDK for that purpose, for safety and training. And we have another customer about to incorporate the SDK who is, verification. So it's a company that's selling products, and if you were the buyer of that product, you would want to make sure that you saw this product before you bought it. And you want to make sure that there's a real buyer connected to that automobile.
If you can start putting video into the apps, there's so many things from an enterprise standpoint as well as just a consumer standpoint that the power of it is kind of mind-boggling, I think.
It is kind of mind-boggling, and just like I'm standing here talking to you, that's our future experience. Whether you're a consumer, whether you're operating in some sort of business, right? It's the live, right? We have the ability to do live chat. Aclipsa doesn't have the ability to. Let's try that again. Okay, so it is possible to do live chat, right, and live video and live conference calls right now. And we think that's fabulous. But we also find that when people are looking at themselves and is a video messaging play and they have something to say, there's a level of discomfort, right? We're not used to that. We're used to being on text, or we're used to being on email. And so I think that part of the developer transition and part of the transition for the developers' clients, right? Let's just relax. We are who we are, and we have things we need to say, and we want to make sure that we're being clear, and that is where video messaging comes in. The content delivery is just unlimited. There are so many companies that have all kinds of content, and we use the word content, it's probably the most boring way to talk, the most boring word.
Yeah, but it's an industry word, is what it amounts to.
It is. But it's a way to talk about lifestyle, but it's a way to talk about learning, it's a way to talk about problem solving. We had one developer. You asked about what's our experience been here at WWDC and at AltConf, and we had one developer who has a lot of clients say to us, well, could I use this for customer service? Absolutely. And he said, no, I have a lot of clients. I don't want to make a video for every client. So we entered into a conversation about, well, are there some common problems, right? So it was an interesting conversation because you realize you can come up with those common questions that people ask in business and just make those answers available before the person asks a question. Make it searchable, make it easy, right? So in theory, well, not in theory, in practice, they could load up those questions on video, or record those questions and answers on video. They could load those already into the app. If you're a developer, you go, oh, this is the question I have, right? Let me see if I can go find it. So I thought that was a creative solution we hadn't thought of, and we love that. So
I realize that the variables are many here, but can you give us a rough idea of pricing, or how you price, maybe more than what the price is, how you price for video delivery, video hosting, etc.?
We can, and actually, it's pretty easy to go find the answer. You go to aclipsa.developer.com, and you scroll down, and you can select pricing, and then you can see whether you want it to be streaming, unencrypted or encrypted, put in the number of minutes and 1 month that you think you'll use, and up will pop a price. So it's literally, cents per minute per user.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's almost an unfair question because I realize there's so many variables. So that's the perfect answer. That's the perfect answer.
It's affordable.
The website again is?
Aclipsa.developer.com.
Pam, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you talking, and welcome to WWDC and AltConf.
Thanks. We'll see you next year.
I hope so. I hope so.
Bye.
I think she had a good time. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. MacVoices is in San Francisco. We'll be back with more soon. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the MacVoices blog. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date on all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at MacVoices.com/newsletter. Do more with your Apple tech by subscribing to the free MacVoices magazine on Flipboard by visiting MacVoices.com/magazine. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.